What's up guys, Omega Dan here and welcome back to the channel. Now before I begin, I just want to say that everyone is in my prayers during the whole coronavirus outbreak. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves and being safe and sound during these very uncertain times. God bless you all. Now with that being said, I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus for a little over a month now in my house since I can't really go anywhere else, with this whole thing going on. And here's my quick review, and this will help you to know if this should be one of your next very big tech purchases. Let's get started. Now before I begin, I just want to give a big shout out to D-Brand. I bought this robot camo skin from them and I just love it. It just makes the phone look unique. I love the design, the creativity, the artistic work here. The ghosts are a little bit weird, but I can live with them. This just really looks great. If you're looking for the best phone skins out on the market, D-Brand is definitely the way to go. I give them a 100% recommendation. Now, the S20 Plus is the middle child of Samsung's new S-line smartphones, and at a base price of $1,200, it's definitely up there in the whole premium priced smartphone flagships. And I skipped getting the S20 Ultra because it already has a lot of coverage and reviews, and the S20 needs to get some more love. And I think that this, along with the smaller normal S20, are probably the more sensible buys. Now what I have here is the 5G model, and unfortunately I was only in Miami for a few days, thus I was unable to test out the 5G speeds because I wasn't in any of those areas where 5G was available. And 5G is not really even embraced here in Jamaica yet, and because of that you might have to settle for the 4G variant, but then you'll have to deal with the less powerful and less energy efficient Exynos 990 chipset. But 5G aside, is this phone really something you want to spend so much money on to upgrade to? Well, that's why you're here. The phone is all Gorilla Glass 6, which curves into the aluminum frame and weighs 186 grams. It also has IP68 water resistance, and while not a jaw-dropping design by any means, I do love how sleek and premium looking it is, and the cosmic black just looks beautiful. Being the largest phone I've ever had, I'm grateful that even with a 6.7-inch display, it is still very light and comfortable to hold. Sadly, the headphone jack has finally been dumped by Samsung in favor of the USB-C port, so rest in peace to that lovely feature. The phone has a dynamic AMOLED display with a wide Quad HD plus resolution of 3200 by 1440. Now let me tell you, watching YouTube and Netflix videos are a joy with excellent color reproduction with satisfyingly deep blacks and crisp detail. One of the main selling points, however, is the 120Hz screen refresh rate, which makes going through the UI, web pages, and transition animations basically a smoother and more glide-like experience that you can't get with the more common 60Hz. Now, oddly enough, in order to use 120Hz, you have to set the screen resolution to full 1080p. In order to use Quad HD, you have to set it to 60Hz. Now, I can understand they did this in order to preserve battery life for when using the 120Hz can really drain battery, but I still would love the option to have both Quad HD and 120Hz active if battery draining is not much of an issue for me. Now I can begrudgingly say that the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor is not as fast or as reliable as a traditional fingerprint sensor, but it still is workable in everyday use. The face unlock is lightning fast, when it works, but may not be as secure as using the fingerprint or a simple PIN code. The phone uses One UI 2 on top of Android 10 and definitely has some nice improvements that may make you rethink getting a third-party launcher. There is not much bloatware other than a few Samsung apps, and the UI is the most visually appealing that I've ever seen from Samsung. Now there are some decent customization options on board, from getting new themes in the Galaxy Store to customizing the home screen like adding an apps button and swiping down for the notification panel. Now when you swipe to the left of the home screen, you get Samsung Daily, which has a collection of stories and news from different sources, which frankly I think you may disable it, like I have, because you might not really use it. The Edge panel allows you to quickly access certain favorite apps, contacts, and tools. In the settings, there are a bunch of extra features and hidden settings, from the always-on display and motion gestures, such as double tap to wake, to the embedded screen recorder function and digital well-being, which tells you your screen on time and how much time you've been spending on each app individually. Now, the camera system is definitely one of the highlights of this new S20 phone, and I have to say I'm very impressed. First, we have the 12 megapixel wide camera, the 64 megapixel telephoto camera, the 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, along with a time of flight sensor. It also comes with 3 times optical zoom as well as 30 times digital zoom, which is just amazing.
Pictures taken in general daytime use are impressive. They have good dynamic range, nice vibrancy of the colors that aren't too saturated, and plenty of detail. 12 megapixel is great for general use, but if you want more detail when cropping in, then switching to the 64 megapixel is the best way to go. Highlights still get blown out at times, as you can see in this pic with the sun setting. Pictures at 3 times optical zoom are great with no loss of detail nor quality. Beyond 10 times digital zoom, however, images come out blurry with definite loss of detail, so I wouldn't use it for most situations. Night mode is certified thumbs up, as it really ups your low light photography game, and the results definitely satisfied me. I would also like to mention the debut of Single Take, which uses all the lenses to take different shots, video, filter, and GIFs, which you can view and choose which is your favorite, as you can see from my wife fully embracing this teddy bear.
Now, video can go all the way up to 8K at 24 frames per second, but since 8K displays are like hilariously expensive, I suggest sticking with 4K and 1080p. Video stabilization is very good, almost as if I'm using a gimbal or a tripod, and it's good to know I won't have to rely on those in order to get very nice, stable video.
The front camera is at 10 megapixels and the pics are quite acceptable with good detail and dynamic range. However, with portrait mode, the edge detection can be a bit of a hit or miss at times.
Now, with the Snapdragon 865 along with 12 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage, yes, I went for the high end, I can say that app multitasking, playing games, watching videos has all been a breeze. I've encountered no stutter, no lag, and these results from Geekbench 5 and 3D Mark show that the CPU and GPU performances are definitely top notch.
At 120 Hz, I experienced no frame rate drop, nor major thermal throttling while playing games like PUBG and Call of Duty Mobile. You can even save apps to dedicated RAM memory so that they will always reopen where you left off, rather than restarting after not having used them for a while. With a stereo speaker setup and Dolby Atmos on board, audio through the USB-C port has been surprisingly good, especially with the included AKG earphones, which feel comfortable and secure in my ears. It almost makes me not miss the headphone jack as much, but with it plugged in, I won't be able to charge and listen to music at the same time thanks to the headphone jack omission. The speaker has great loudness quality with nice clarity as well. Call quality has been pretty good and clear when there is a strong signal.
Now, I've been using this phone at 120 Hz ever since I first got it, and even though it does use up a lot more battery, I still managed to get 5 to 6 hours of screen on time through normal usage every day, and that is just great for my needs. And with the 27-watt charger that comes included, I can charge this from 10 to 100% in less than an hour and 10 minutes through the Samsung fast charging, and that is just beautiful. So I've tried the ZTE Axon 7, the Huawei Mate SE, the LG G7, and even before all those three, the Samsung Galaxy S4, and none have provided me a more fulfilling experience like the S20 Plus has. I mean, this is by far my favorite smartphone and really sets the bar for what to expect from 2020 premium smartphone flagships. I mean, it's just really good with just a few shortcomings.
At a base price of $1,200, however, the price is definitely its biggest downside, with the omission of the headphone jack being secondary, and you can get last year's S10 Plus and Note 10 at more affordable prices now. However, if one buys this, not only will you be set solid for the next 2 to 3 years, but you will have one of the best smartphones money can buy. I'm giving this a 9 out of 10.
Now, you've watched the review, and if you're not interested in getting this premium flagship smartphone for yourself, then all you have to do is look in the video description below for the Amazon affiliate link and get one for yourself, and help me out in the process as well. Now, if you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a like, subscribe as that would really help out the channel, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any new future content that's released on the channel. Also, check out my Twitch channel as well, where I'm currently playing Resident Evil 3 Remake as well as Resident Evil Resistance. And the details of my Twitch channel as well as the days where I'm streaming are down below in the video description. Thanks again for watching, and please remember to live life, stay safe out there, and stay connected. Till next time.